All right, today's today, which is Tuesday. So update is coming tonight. Update should be coming tonight. Exciting to see what's going to be showing up in the update. The time is now. That means when you're watching this video, and this is another Awaken Chaos Era video. All right, topic of the day: RTA is coming out. Y'all seen the photos? If you haven't seen the photos, RTA 6 units, 2 get banned. You play with 4. Something like Summoner's War during the ban phase, right? If you play Summoner's War. All right, so we need to discuss units that you need to build for RTA, right? Because we know that based on Arena, there are units that's already built that you could count on that's going to make it into RTA. So we're not going to discuss those. We're not going to discuss the brand. We're not going to discuss the Hackerin. We're not going to discuss the Mathasia. We're not going to discuss all those things that you see in Arena, because in Arena they're cool for defense, but in RTA, because of the ban and everything else like that, you could ban a Mathasia, and then what they're gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna do now? They're gonna have to rely on something, right? So we're gonna go to units that you definitely need to build, okay? To help you out in Arena. Build them. Build them. We're going to go with the top 6. Just 6. We're just going to go with the top 6, all right? Just the top 6. Top 6. Because you're picking 6 units. So let's go with top 6. Honorable mention at number 7. You like how I did that? Honorable mention at number 7, because you may not have it, is Urion. Urion is just a all-around beast. He has great attack. He do defense break. He steals buff. He provides stuns. And he got elemental advantage no matter who he's fighting. Urion is just God tier in Arena, if you have one, right? And you build him right. So you got to build him right. Just can't just build him. Got to build him right, right? So the Warrior set, I think, would be the best. I think their recommendation is Rage, Warrior, and Everest. I would definitely go with a Warrior set on Urion. Curse is not bad if you could get the right stats, but he hits like a truck if you could build him correctly. All right, that's honorable mention, right? Let's go into unit that you definitely should build, right? Anybody on this right here that I missed? Okubi. You need to build Okubi. Okubi needs to be built because Okubi, with his demonic flora, provides stat reduction, and those stat reduction is going to be vital in your living and your dying, because that defense break, that attack break, that crit rate, that speed reduction, all that is to your benefit. And there's not a unit out there that gets to do all these stat reduction like he does, right? I mean, you could do Abandon, but Abandon don't do it like he does, right? Every time he put demonic flora out, every time they get a stat reduction, he adds another one. So right now, Okubi is a must build. He is, because of the demonic flora, he is a must build, right? How do you want to build him? Second to first in your team, depending on who you're going with. He should definitely get be in your top speed when it comes to gear. So whatever you get on your speed, that will be good. If you get a super fast curse set, that'd be great, because he can do his demonic flora and then come back and then do another stat reduction, which automatically affect the whole team. So Okubi is a must build. Next is Valeria. Valeria also is a must build. She's underrated when it comes to Arena, to most, because most people are not using her, because she seems to be she's good against Wave, but bad against Boss and other things like that. But in Arena, she should be suffice. Her, as you can see, if you have a built out Valeria, she got pretty good attack. If you don't have a built out Valeria, it's still decent. But what she provides is, when she kills one person, that means you have to cleave, she gets to go again. And anybody that has the eye that's been in more movies than they've been in this game, that eye been on Washington, the dollar bill, it's been in Lord of the Ring. It's been in Flash Gordon. It's been in a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? And she used that eye to kill people. That eye is a very popular eye, right? It's gotten old, so it looks like a walnut right now. But when it was young, you know what I'm saying? That eye was. I don't know what happened to the other eye, but that one eye did its thing. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the body got killed, but that one eye stayed around for many years. So you need to build a Valeria just because of the eye. Just because of the eye. Who else we got on here? We have on this right here. This is the honorable mention, but we're not going to talk about him right now. We're just going to go to what we need to go to. We already said before, these are the people. Okay. God Fairy needs to be built. God Fairy, but your God Fairy needs to be built if you have him on A2. That A2 is crucial because it's 100%, right? God Fairy needs to be built because if they outspeed you and put up buffs, you need God Fairy to come up and stop them from using their ultimate. Just easy peasy lemon squeezy. God Fairy needs to be built. That's going to be one of your most crucial things. He does not need to be fast because his ability is a passive. He does not need to be fast. He does take away their buffs, right? And randomly transfer one positive effect from the target to all team members, right? And remove all that person's things. So he's a cleanser and he gets to buff your team. Does not have to be the fastest, but he needs to be built. And he needs to be an A2 build. If you have him at A1, you're risking it. It's a 50-50 game when you do that. But if you have him at A2, you definitely need to build God Fairy. It's imperative that you build God Fairy. All right? It stops a lot of that cleave. So Brand, once again, you're going to expect to place people that, have Brand, right? Because Brand automatically put that shield up as a passive, God Fairy goes through, put all their skills on their ultimate on cooldown, one cooldown, and that could give you the advantage when it's your turn, right? Sorry about that. So God Fairy definitely need to be built. Next person. I'm falling in love with Virgil. Virgil is a fall in love unit. Let me tell you why Virgil is a fall in love unit. If you're able to control the unit or control the other team, right? Virgil still could put up Arcane Sanction to where they could take. They don't have to hit you for Arcane Sanction to go up. They don't have to hit you now. It's just they took a turn. If they take a turn and Arcane Sanction goes up, it is just like a taunt. Because now in RTA, if you use your cooldown skills, you lose 20% of your health. So you got to use your skill 1, right? So this right here is a taunt, and it keeps the enemy in control, right? Don't forget about the silence. Don't forget about the silence. Don't forget about the silence. You silence them that one turn. So God Fairy goes in, put their ultimate on 1. Then you silence them. They can only use their skill. They only can use their skill 1. They use their skill 1, get Arcane Sanction. They come back the next turn. They only have skill 2, and they got to decide between skill 2 and skill 1. But either way, it's a bad decision. It's just perfect. It is just perfect. Virgil is definitely a must build, right? I will put him. It don't really matter where you put him on the team. It don't really matter where you put him on the team. I will put him after Okubi though, because Okubi would do his thing. Virgil would put on the silence. Okubi would give them more stat reduction. So he just need to be out. So wherever you put him on the team, after Okubi. That's why Okubi has to be your first fastest or your second fastest, right? Next, we at 3 right now. Okubi, Valeria, Virgil, God Fairy. That's 4. We got 2 more. Tia. You could craft Tia. You should have your Tia maxed out. I got mine maxed out. You could craft Tia. Tia is needed because if they can't move, they can't hurt you. And she provides Frozen. Frozen is guaranteed on the enemy you target with chances of freezing the other enemy. Tia is a build. She might be, if you're doing the team I'm telling you right now, she might be your damage dealer. And don't forget, with Frozen, they take more damage. Tia is a build. She's available in synthesis. Go synthesize her. Go buff her up. Tia needs to be built. All right. I think that's her and Valeria is like the and God Fairy is 3 legendary. But you should have access to all those. All right. And last but not least is where she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? I lost her. Oh, there she go. Lunar Melisa. Lunar Melisa is your saving grace. Now that you have all those things in place, Lunar Melisa is your saving grace. Once again, she goes after Okubi. So you're going to have to figure out a way to do it. And she will taunt them. She will take all the damage. So she just need to be as tanky as possible. She takes the damage. They can't do nothing else. And she protects your team just by the taunt. Don't forget her skill 2 is a stun. And she just do what she needs to do. She is a must build. So when you go play these RTA teams, you need to, if you're doing a pre-ban, you pre-ban the brand, because you hate that counter. You pre-ban the brand. Brand should be pre-ban off the break, right? And then doing the after ban phase, that's when you pick that's when you disband the Melisa. I mean not the Melisa, Mustasia. Mustasia. Alright. You eliminate brand, you eliminate Methasia if they pick those 2, right? Then you're left with probably a Hackrin and some other whatever units, right? You ain't really worried about them because these units will automatically eliminate all their team that they have, right? Valeria, I mean Virgil, not Virgil, but Tia should get rid of the Akron, pretty dope. And with the Okubi doing defense break, Hackrin is not as powerful as you think because he has defense break, so he has less defense, so he doesn't hit as hard, and he able to take more damage, right? So Hackrin will be taken care of by the Okubi, and then you have units like Virgil and Tia that can knock him out. If they go with another combo, which is let me see what the other combo they could use. Blackhorn, right? If they say, for instance, they go brand Blackhorn Methasia, right? You'd rather have a Blackhorn in and ban Methasia. A Blackhorn you could freeze with Tia and then control with Lunar Melisa to make sure he doesn't do all the healing that he needs to do. And don't forget that Tia and Luna is doing AoE damage, which means that the little totem that he does put up get to be hit all the time. So, and also Valeria, right? Although she's at elemental disadvantage. But you could control Blackhorn. You can control almost all the healers a lot more easier. Methasia is only difficult because she could do the revive. And I wish the revival mechanism force you to do a turn the next turn, but it could revive and give you a turn immediately. And that's that could wipe your whole team. So, if they had a 1-turn cooldown on the revival, then that'd be great. But they don't, so it is what it is. But almost everything that I give you right now counters what they have or what they're going to pick, right? Because even if they decide to pick a Antonua, if she's fast, she could do some damage, but she's a single target. She's single target. She's single target, right? She's single target. You can control her. You control her, and the AOE automatically knock off that unicorn blessing to make her not as powerful. So you're pretty good. They might go with a speed comp with Windtrex, but I promise you, what I give you right now, they're not going to be able to do anything to you because you're taking away all the units that can control them. If you can put these units on some kind of stun gear, then you're golden. That would require you to farm a lot of Gemini Dragon, but if you can do a lot of stun gear, you can. You don't have to pick all these 6 units at the same time. You evaluate You throw in some healers for some sustainability. You know what I'm saying? You might want to throw a healer in order to take one from them. For instance, you might want to pick a Blackhorn, knowing that you're going to ban their healer and their counter, right? You might want to pick a Blackhorn for yourself and then do everything around that. So, but those 6 units that I just named will be your bread and butter to be a successful RTA. So I see you after the update. See what they got going for us. I'm thinking they're gonna do a epic hero this time. I think an epic hero is gonna come out this time. Yeah, it's gonna be an epic hero. Should be fire. Should be a fire epic hero. Should be a fire epic hero. But let's see. Until the next one.